Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to all of you, especially to all of you brave people who came in person. The three of us were a little nervous that it would be like we knew Jenny was coming, so we're like, might be four of us. So we are so glad that more people are coming. We're so glad for all the people. How I learned in Boston, you say there is no such a thing as bad weather. There's just bad clothing, correct? So we made it, and we are here. And what a blessing, and it's so good that we can also welcome the people that are joining us from home, both on Zoom and on YouTube. We welcome you in this space. As always, if you're in Zoom, we encourage you to turn on your camera so you can fully join us. And if you have your Shabbat candles, bring them front to join our Shabbat candles as we will together welcome Shabbat. And this is a special Shabbat. It's called Shabbat Shirah, the Shabbat of the song. It is the Shabbat that we read in the Torah about the crossing of the sea. The people of Israel that left Egypt, they left oppression, and they encountered the sea, and in that place they had another time of danger, but they overcame that danger and crossed the sea. And the first thing they did when they were in the other side, they sang, they danced, they rejoiced. So we all today get to rejoice. We also get to rejoice as we celebrate, we mark this refugee immigration Shabbat with highest, recognizing that there are so many in our times that have crossed seas, and that God willing and hopefully they're rejoicing here with us tonight. Holy one of blessing,
Holy one of blessing,
your presence fills creation. Your presence fills creation. Oh, Your presence fills creation. Oh, your presence fills creation. We take 3 times from the light of the Shabbat candles. We say the blessing, the bracha together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Eloheinu melech haolam, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We greet each other with Shabbat Shalom. I encourage you especially to greet someone you don't know. And Shabbat Shalom to the people at home. Use the chat to greet each other. Singing together. You can follow the words of the Siddur or just the music, the joyful music we sing together. Page 2, we'll be singing in the last paragraph, the first stanza, the first line of the last stanza. It is our practice during Kabbalat Shabbat, during our Friday night service, to give an opportunity for us to reflect on our week. What we do is we take a moment for each day of the week, each day pair with one of the songs that we sing. And we invite you to just take a moment silently to try, don't worry if it doesn't work, try to remember something about that day of the week and lift up that gratitude. Don't try to remember every detail, everything email you sent, or every phone call you made, or every bill you paid. No. Just to find a moment of gratitude on each day. And if you're confused about your days, that's fine too. What we want is to just lift up gratitude and let go all the rest. So we start and we'll take a few moments of silence for each day. And after that, we sing a few verses from each psalm. And then we move to the next day until we get to Shabbat today. So I invite you to take a moment for Sunday, last Sunday, Yom Rishon. Page 3, Psalm 95.
לכו נרננה לאדוני נריע וצור אישנו נקדמה
Yom Shani. Page 5. Psalm 96. We're going to be singing the words in Hebrew, and you can see transliteration facing the Hebrew. Now it's a lot of words. So if the words are too difficult and making it less joyful to sing, you can always sing 999, ay ay ay, oy oy oy, no no no, whatever you want. But if the words work, page 5.
שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בסרו ביום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו,
Shishi, Tuesday. Page 6, Psalm 97. Last two lines of the psalm. Page 8. No, first the day. I almost missed. Which day are we? Revi'i, Wednesday. Maybe I don't want to remember Wednesday. I don't know. Wednesday, Revi'i. It's a very long day for me. Okay, Wednesday, Yom Revi'i. Page 8, Psalm 98.
Zamru l'Adonai bechino bechino bekol zimra Zamru l'Adonai זמרו לאדוני
יום חמישי, Thursday. Page 9, Psalm 99, the last 3 lines of the psalm.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו אדוני אלוהינו וישתחוו להר קודשו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו כי
And Yom Shishi, Friday. One more moment to sit in gratitude, lifting up the gratitudes of today or of any moment of this week, these gratitudes that we lift up and we bring as a gift to Shabbat. Psalm 29 on page 10. And with that, we bring Shabbat in. We welcome Shabbat with the song Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabla, page 12. Come, my friend, to greet the bride. That's the metaphor we use as we welcome Shabbat coming in as a bride to this sanctuary, to this palace, to our lives. Now, it is our custom for the last stanza of Kabbalat Shabbat to greet the Shabbat bride outside on the stairs. And for 15 and a half years that I've been working here, I've been saying we go no matter the weather. I think I'm getting old. I'm going to say we will go to the door, we'll open it a little bit, and we symbolically will go outside. It's the first time in 15 years that I say something like this. You know, we'll open it a little bit and we will go. If not, we have to bundle. Like, I had like 7 different layers. I'm not getting dressed to go outside again. So I'll invite you to go to the atrium there, to go outside so we can bring Shabbat in. And the metaphor, the reason we do this is because traditionally the idea is that we welcome Shabbat to come in. But we add one more layer. We add the layer of we actually bring Shabbat out to the world because the world needs Shabbat. Because what we experience in Shabbat, what Shabbat has to teach us, is something that the world needs, that every day needs, that every place needs, that every person needs. We need to bring this capacity to sit with gratitude, to be in a moment of peace, or recognize the divine presence in our lives. So we bring Shabbat in and we bring Shabbat out. So that will be in the last stanza, but we start singing on page 12.
לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד, הוא שמו אחד, נשם ותפארת, ואלי תהילה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה,
פני שבת
נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקום הברכה, וראש מקדם נצוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת
נקבלה.
או מקדש מלך, או עיר מלוכה, ומצאי מתוך ההפכה, רב שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. אוי נערי מעפר קומי, רישי בידי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, תורה נפשי גאלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. אוי התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, יללה יללה יללה, פני שבת נקבלה. איי איי איי, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, יללה יללה יללה, פני שבת נקבלה. איי איי איי, לא תבושי ולא אחי ומתני, איי 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 בתחסו, אני אני ונבנית העיר על תפילה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה, והיו לשחיצה שור צעיר ורחקו כל נבלה, איי 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 יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כי זאת לבי אהבה, ולך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה, איי איי ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ויד אדוני תריצי, איי איי בין פרצי ונגילה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה, איי 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה, איי איי בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, איי 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 תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה, איי 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה, איי 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 יללה בני שבת נקבלה, איי 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה, איי 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 בני שבת
I didn't want to break the record and be the first time, so I did go outside. Sarah and I went outside, telling the people at home. So I can still say, no matter the weather, we still go
I
outside.
didn't go because I was worried the guitar would crack.
I know, the guitar. So we went. So we go, no matter the weather, even today. And for that, we are grateful. And it's another song of gratitude. Tov leodot l'Adonai. You know what? It's not a small thing. We have heating. We have layers. We have clothing. We have food. We have warm food waiting for us at home. Not small things, huge things. There's people tonight that don't have that. So tov leodot l'Adonai. It's so important that we recognize, we are grateful, we don't take for granted the things we have. That tonight we're going to go and sleep in a bed with a pillow. I have so much heating in my house. I have one of those buildings, old buildings, that I have no control of the heating, that I have to open the windows, even in a day like today. That's how much heating I have. It's not good for the environment, but it's the building. Just recognizing and having gratitude for that thing that we have, not take anything for granted, the small and the big, not taking it for granted. When we start to take for granted that we have, we stop having the capacity to be in this world with awe, with love, with being with each other, with living and understanding that this is all a gift. We become machines instead of being humans. So take a moment, another moment of lifting up gratitude for the cup of coffee this morning, for the nap you took or didn't take, and for being here together. Tov leodot l'Adonai. Page 15.
Tov leodot l'Adonai ulezamer b'shimcha elyon. Tov leodot l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Ve'hagid b'boker chesdecha be'emunatcha b'leilot. Ve'hagid b'boker chesdecha be'emunatcha b'leilot. Od yenuvun,
Page 15 at the bottom of the page.
Teshenim verananim yehiyu. Od yenuvun teseva. Teshenim verananim yehiyu. Le'agid ki Hashem Adonai. Tzuri velo avatava. Le'agid ki Hashem Adonai. Tzuri velo avatavo. Page 16, 3 lines from the bottom. Edotecha. Edotecha. Nemnu meod. Levecha nava kodesh. Edotecha. Nemnu meod. Levecha nava kodesh. Adonai leorech yamim. Adonai leorech yamim. Adonai leorech yamim. Adonai leorech yamim.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
and
Shalom.
welcome
Shabbat
again.
Shalom.
It's really wonderful to be with you. And as I said earlier, this Shabbat we are joining many communities around the country, marking the 5th annual Refugee Shabbat, which is a project of HIAS, the world's oldest refugee agency. Originally, HIAS set up by Jews to help fellow Jews for reasons of religious imperative and communal solidarity. HIAS in the 2020s is a multi-continent, multi-pronged humanitarian aid and advocacy organization with thousands of employees dedicated to helping forcibly displaced persons around the world in keeping with the organization's Jewish ethical roots. And we are so grateful that Hayas organizes this Shabbat that allow us for us to come together. And as we know, TBZ has long been committed to the work of welcoming and supporting refugees and asylum seekers. And since 2016, we have been doing this through our affiliation to NBARC, Newton Brooklyn Asylum Resettlement Coalition, which is an interfaith group of 6 congregations working together to provide community-based support to asylum seekers in Newton and Brookline, Massachusetts. And I welcome so many of you, part of NBARC volunteers, part of the 6 congregations that are here with us today, both in person as well as online. And how fitting is that Refugee Shabbat is on Shabbat Beshalach, on Shabbat Shirah, the Torah portion telling us of the story of the Israelites leaving Egypt and crossing the sea to freedom. There's nothing about the journey in the Torah that it's easy. The people of Israel leave Egypt running away from oppression and fearing persecution. They can only take what they can carry with them. They are going to a place where they hope they will do better. They will be better. But the journey is long and hard. And there's so many connections we can make between the story of the Exodus from Egypt, the Jewish history throughout generations, as well as the current refugee crisis. And we are honored, and honor doesn't even start saying really how we feel, to be able to welcome this Shabbat both tonight and tomorrow morning, former clients of NBARC that are here to speak about with us and share their experience, their immigration experience. But for that, first I'm going to invite Jenny Bears, one of the co-chairs and liaisons of TBZ to NBARC, together with Fiona Epstein is the other co-chair, to introduce NBARC, the volunteers, who will introduce then our guest speakers. Jenny.
I basically was going to say the same thing. You can say it. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for braving the cold to be here. And for those of you on Zoom and YouTube, I know some of you are coming from very far away to be here. So thanks for joining us. Rav Claudia said a lot of the things that I was going to say, but I'll say them again. So this weekend, as you know, synagogues around the country are celebrating Refugee Shabbat. Hundreds and hundreds of synagogues all over the United States are doing what we're doing right now in some way, which is really exciting and really important. And I also am very thankful to Hayas for putting this together. And every year it grows more and more. And I was reading about it a little bit today, and I read that this year, for the first time, the number of people who've been forcibly displaced from their countries has surpassed 100 million worldwide for the first time. So, you know, this is a really important issue right now. There are a lot of people moving around, a lot of people who need support. And I'm really proud to be part of a community that has always been instrumental in helping immigrants and helping people get on their feet when they come to this country. So 7 years ago, as Rav Claudia said, we made it a little bit more official here at TBZ when we joined the newly created, at that time, NBARC, the Newton Brookline Asylum Resettlement Coalition. I joined at that time as a steering committee member, and now I'm one of the co-chairs along with Bobby Sproat, who's right over there. You'll meet her in a little while, and some of my other fearless steering committee members are here today, and I'm really happy to see them. NBARC is multi-faith. We have 3 Jewish congregations, 1 Episcopal congregation, 1 Baptist congregation, and 1 Unitarian Universalist congregation currently. And we're thinking about adding another. So it's really interesting work to work with people from different backgrounds and also to be, you know, with a common goal of supporting people from all over the world. Also here at TBZ during the past 7 years, more than 100 members of all ages. We've had pre-bat mitzvah age kids on up volunteering with Embark clients to provide rides, furniture, household supplies, babysitting, English lessons, jobs, financial assistance, and more to immigrants from around the world who have come to Embark for support. And tonight, we thank all of you here at TBZ who have contributed. And tonight, we encourage even more of you to step up and get involved. And tonight, we're lucky enough to have with us some Embark graduates, people who've come through the program and are now living their lives, doing well in the community. And they're going to share their experiences. And I'm not going to tell you too much about what they're going to say. But before I do that, I also just wanted to say that we had an Embark graduate who had planned to join us on Zoom, but life got in the way. She had to go see an apartment tonight because she's trying to find a new place to live in New York City. But I still wanted to bring her into the room to share a little bit about her with you. So Andrea came to the United States from Colombia, South America. She came to Boston to seek asylum. She arrived here and started attending Bunker Hill Community College as an international student. And during that time, she was referred to Embark by her lawyer, and she was looking for housing assistance and support. We found a place for her to live, and she lived with a family in Newton Center for more than a year. She completed her associate's degree and found a job as a staff assistant with De Novo in Cambridge. And currently she's employed as a legal aid with a law firm in New York City. So sorry she's not here with us on Zoom tonight, but she is here with us in spirit, and I wanted to make sure you heard about her. So without further ado, I wanted to welcome up Jenny Rosser and Abraham and Mela, and their kids if they want to come, to come on up. And Jenny, if you want to introduce Abraham and Mea, and then we can take it from there. Thank you all. Shabbat Shalom.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jenny Rosser, and I am on the Embark Steering Committee as a representative from one of the interfaith congregations, Grace Church in Newton. And I have the great privilege of introducing you to Abraham and Mahi and their two boys who arrived here, I believe it was in 2018, from Ethiopia, and were referred to Embark. At that time, I was a volunteer. I wasn't on the steering committee. So I had the privilege of visiting them in their home and working with Mahi on English and seeing the kids every day, which was a treat. They're going to be here to tell you a little bit about their experience, and it's a great one. It really is. It's terrific to have them with us. Abraham, do you want to say a few words?
Okay, thank you. I remember in 2018, you saw us, we are four, and Dick and Lynn accept us, and we live for 6 months. So when I lived there, we rent a house. So I got job, professional job. And after a while, we also bought a house and we settled. So before reaching there, it's difficult to migrate with a whole family because, it's difficult. Even though I have some relatives here, it's difficult to accommodate. Anyhow, they accept us, they teach us, and they even give us some transportation. And I remember they prepare our resume, everything they did. So thank you so much. Thank you.
I should add that the Unitarian Church in West Newton formed the support group that worked with Abraham and Mahi, including transportation and a point person who helped them and organized, which is how I got connected too. And Abraham and Mahi have, Abraham, you were a software specialist, right? So he came to this country with some credentials and was able to get a job, and has been really working from home, as so many people do these days, but a new home in Saugus. So they really came far tonight to be with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I also want to introduce my co-chair, Bobby Sproat, who is going to speak about another NBARC graduate who we also hoped would be here tonight, but wasn't able to make it. But again, we'll bring her into the room nonetheless.
So I am also a member of NBARC, as you have guessed, in the steering committee, and I've been co-chairing with Jenny for the last couple of years, year and a half maybe. And I'm from the Unitarian Universalist Society in Newton, in West Newton Square. And I met Abraham and Mahe when they first were here too, and I gave them a few rides, and we didn't know each other well, but I'm so happy to see them again. The person that I wanted to introduce, who unfortunately isn't here, she's kind of gone missing, I'm not sure what's up, but is named Pamela, and she came here in the summer, well, she came to us in the summer of 2019. I think she came to this country before that, and maybe had a visa of some kind when she was initially here. She was from Uganda, and she was referred to NBARC by PAIR, which is a legal organization that provides free legal support for immigrants and refugees. We had a very generous family in our congregation who offered to house her in their third-floor guest room, and they were expecting to have her for maybe 6 to 9 months, but then COVID happened. So she stayed with them for 2 years. They were incredibly welcoming and generous to let her stay there, but they weren't going to kick her out onto the street. While she was living with them, she was working pretty much the whole time. In fact, she had been working at a Dunkin' Donuts before she even came to us. So as soon as she got to Newton, she went to the Dunkin' Donuts in West Newton Square and got a job. And she worked there for a while. Then she moved on to Starbucks. Then she moved on to Whole Foods. And she moved from there eventually to Wegmans. So this was all over the course of about a year. But she was just so enterprising. She did have English. She has good English with some different kinds of expressions that she uses that are not familiar, but she is an English speaker, which helped, and she had an education in Uganda. So she was doing pretty well for herself. She even bought herself a car. So she was obviously making enough money, and that was gratifying. But she didn't want to be doing that work forever. And somehow I don't quite know how this happened, but she lucked into an internship graduate school kind of program that took her to Northeastern to train her to work in the biomedical field. And she was very successful with that. She even was asked to speak at an event that this organization held, at which Governor Baker was speaking, and she gave him a fist bump. She just holds her own wherever she is. And I heard the other day that she's now working at Moderna. So I feel like she launched. She's great. I wish I could be introducing her to you, but she's not here. So.
Tomorrow, we're going to continue with Refugee Shabbat, and during the Shabbat service tomorrow morning, and we'll be welcoming Ami, who is our most recent graduate, who's from Libya, and she is eager to speak to you all. So hopefully you can come back tomorrow. And hopefully Inez, who is one of our very first Embark clients, will be able to come. She's coming from a distance, and she's a little concerned about the cold, but I'm hopeful that she'll be here. And I will personally be escorting our Afghan family to shul tomorrow morning. So they will, some of them anyway, will be here in person tomorrow as well. So I just wanted to say, put a plug in for anybody who can come back tomorrow morning. It's going to be a special event. And finally, I just also want to say thank you to all of the Embark volunteers, and especially the steering committee, and to Fiona Epstein, who has most recently joined the steering committee and is a TBZ member. She's the newest TBZ liaison to the Embark steering committee. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you. This is very moving, and it especially feels moving to me when we hear the stories and we tell the stories, because we're all the time talking about refugees and immigrants and with numbers, and suddenly what this helps us is to put names and stories and remember this is stories of you guys, of human beings that have traveled long journeys to be here, and that you have given us the gift to be able to support you and walk with you through this journey. So it is such a blessing. And I am very happy, if they make it, we don't know, but they said they'll make it, that our dear friends, the Afghan family, will come in, because they're the only people in the world that call me Imam. So I'm ready for it. So I called them this week. I said, the Imam is telling you should come to shul, so they're coming tomorrow. If you're able to rise, please do so for Baruch on page 19.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach leolam vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed.
You may be seated.
Umavir yom, umevi laila. Umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'aravi.
Amen.
Lahavat olam beit Yisrael. Ve'ahavatcha. Al tasir mimenu leolamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Read silently between pages 21 and 23.
Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, amen.
In the middle of page 25, we'll sing Michamocha to the tune of Miriam's song in honor of this Shabbat Shirah. The Torah reading we'll have tomorrow. Then later we'll sing Miriam's song with the words. Now with Michamocha, middle of page 25.
Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha neder v'kodesh, Nora tehilot osef eleh, Nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeiri anu ve'acheru, O Adonai yimrom le'olam va'ed. Oh,
V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Amen. Let's read in English together on page 26. Cause us, eternal our God, to lie down for well-being, and help us arise our ruler to life. Spread over us the shelter of your shalom, and being fixed as good counsel in your presence. Save us for the sake of your name, and shield us. Keep far from us enmity, illness, strife, hunger, and fear. Keep oppressors from confronting and pursuing us. Let us be covered by the shadow of your wings, for you are our protector and helper. Mercy and compassion is your rule. Guard our going out and our coming in, for life and for shalom from this time forth and forever. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch ata Adonai, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים ועל כל העולם. We rise as you are able, if you are able, for Veshamru on page 27.
Veshameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. איי, 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפל.
And we transition now to the Amidah, the silent meditation of Shabbat, which can be either the words of the Siddur of the prayer book, which begins on page 29, or just a time for silent meditation of your heart, standing or sitting. And it is our practice during this time of transition with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 28 to invite you to move, to stand on a different place, to not stay in the place where you stand. And we have 2 faith quilts that guide us for this moment. The faith quilts on my right, the blue one, that one represents chesed, loving kindness. And the one on my left represents gvura, strength, boundary. And some of us are in need or need to find more our connection to chesed, to loving kindness, either to find it within ourselves or to find it in the world, to find it in our loved ones. And some of us are in need of finding more strength, more boundary, more core. And most of us need to figure out the balance between both of them. So I invite you to find a different place to stand. You need to go to the chesed side, to the gvura side. If you would like to face Jerusalem, the east, that is to the right windows. We transition with the Chatzi Kaddish, and then we move to the silent Amidah.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
Amen.
ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי
וחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב
ואמרו
אמן יש מרב המברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה
יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה
בריחו
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה תעמידן בעלמה
ואמרו
אמן.
every strand and every thread. She crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances towards the light. Oh, hey. And the women dancing with their timbrels follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance the whole night long. When Miriam stood upon the shore and gazed across the sea, no wonder of this miracle she too came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would cross to freedom and march to the promised land. Oh, and the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just been through a miracle, we're gonna dance tonight. Oh, and the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance, they dance the whole night long. Oh, Miriam and the women dance, they dance the whole night long.
Shah,
God.
you always have to have a timbrel with you.
Yeah.
Wherever you go.
Always be ready for a celebration of liberation.
Exactly. We rise for Aleinu as you are able. If you are able, on page 44. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol.
לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו עם גויי הארצות,
ולא שמנו עם
עם משפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו עמהם, וגוהר עלינו עם כל העולם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ונאמר
והיה אדוני
למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
אחד.
You may be seated. This week, we commemorate the yahrzeits of Dorothy Doe Bankhead, Moshe Blodger, Muriel Brown, Herman Budnick, Joseph Chasler, Sophie Cohen-Fine, Russell Dimerstein, Herbert Epstein, Pearl Feiner, Pepe Beck Ginsburg, Jerry Gipetti, Milton Hassan, Irene Hogan, Gladys Jacobi, Francis Joy, Thomas Kassoy, Suzanne King, Carl Kishner, Eunice Corsaco, Jane Kern, Robert Michael Stanley Lambert, Yosef Lokshin, Vera Mirkin, Irving Morse, Herman Schottenfeld, Michel Sawersky, Claire Simon, Leo Ulanov, Joseph Wheeler, Henry Michael Whisker, Mireille Zellner, Ida Kalish, Joseph Keller, Maurice Melnick, Mitchell Sawerski, and Max Nathan Sokol and Sidney Turshen. If you are in mourning or commemorating a yahrzeit, or your custom is to rise for the Morning Kaddish, please do so. Kaddish Yatom is found on page 48. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמה דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן, יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן, יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו על כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. You may be seated. I'm going to invite Rachel Goodman to share with us a few announcements before we conclude our service. They're there?
Oh, they're right
They're
there.
ready for you.
I wasn't prepared for that. Good Shabbos, everybody. It's wonderful. Let me also welcome the folks from the Embark community to be with us this evening, and looking forward to hearing more tomorrow. It's very exciting. We have a few things coming up. This Sunday, please join us for a community Tu B'Shvat Seder. This will be in person from 6 to 7:30, and it's going to be led by Sarah Rovner, and I lost my place, with Rav Claudia and Rav Tiferet.
We already have like 30 people RSVP, so it's
Oh,
gonna
my
be great.
goodness.
So you can still come. even if
Okay, you
didn't
can
RSVP.
still sign up. Also, please sign up as soon as possible for next Shabbat, next Friday night's community dinner. So it'll be right after services, and the last one was fabulous, so you don't want to miss this one. You can sign up until Wednesday morning, and we really won't be able to accommodate people if they're late. So please, please sign up by Wednesday morning. Now, staying in the food department, tomorrow we will be celebrating International Ice Cream for Breakfast Shabbat. I just learned that that was a thing recently. So that will be happening during Kiddush tomorrow.
There's
Lots
a lot of
ice
ice cream in the freezer, a lot. I ate some, but I left you a lot.
I was going to say, some of us got to see you
Eating it.
testing it to make sure it was okay.
I tested. It's good.
And so we want to welcome, again, our guests from Embark who've shared their stories, and tomorrow we're going to be hearing more stories, so this is very exciting. Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday, on the 12th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., with lunch provided, we're having a one-day event that is going to be an introduction to dismantling racism from the inside out. It's the introduction of a course and community of practice that equips participants with daily, concrete, Jewish spiritual tools of Musar to confront, subvert, and heal implicit and internalized racism within ourselves and others. This is going to be led by Rabbi David Jaffe and with our own Rav Tiferet. Please sign up. You can go to, in the happenings, you can sign up both for the event next Sunday, and you can also sign up if you want to take the classes that are going to be going over a number, I think it's 8 Thursdays. Last event I'm going to remind folks about is that TBZ is working with the Greater Boston Interfaith Organization on a statewide housing justice campaign. On the 15th of February, which I believe is a Wednesday, we will be holding a teach-in in conjunction with, we're doing it with United Parish of Brookline. It will be on Zoom. It is fabulous. I encourage everybody to sign up to learn more. So those are the events. I also want to take this time to thank Gabe Kraus-Grossman in the back there. Gabe, thank you very much for your wonderful tech skills, keeping us live for those who didn't come out in the freezing cold. And I want to wrap up by reminding us that, as Rav Claudia mentioned, we're very grateful that we have food for us and for our families and those we care about. So please bring vegetarian soup and crackers for the TBZ contribution to Family Table, which helps end food scarcity in our community. And I lied, there's one more, then I'm really done. Please help Leora Bluoff collect clothing for Cradles to Crayons. She's doing this as part of her Bar Mitzvah project. And when you go downstairs, you'll see there are 2 bins just to the left of where we put the Family Table food contributions. And with that, I will turn it back to you.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rachel, everybody. When we finish, I will urge you to help us collect the song sheets because we will be singing it tomorrow again. So we can use it tomorrow. And bring your siddurim to the back. We are not finishing yet. We are going to bless each other and say Kiddush and Amotzi. And then we have a little snacks for people that before you go out to the cold, if you want to share a little snack outside there before you bundle up to go out there. Our practice is to invite you all to come closer. Grateful to Noah and to Sarah for leading tonight with me and being here. Everybody come. We want to bless each other. And people at home also bless each other. Turn on your cameras at home. See each other. Bless each other. Rosa, ven, mi amor, ven. Rosa, ven. Que te quiero bendecir.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'yetziat Mitzrayim ki banu עם כל העמים בשבת קודשך והנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashavat.
Amen.
לחיים, לחיים, לחיים.
And we say Netilat Yadayim, washing our hands. Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al Netilat Yadayim.
Amen.
And we bless the challah, the bread together. We connect everybody. We kind of connect either in some way or other. And we say the blessing for challah, for amotzi together. Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, amotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom.
עושה שלום ממרומיו, עושה שלום עלינו עובד כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו Shabbat shalom.